So let's talk about the T of grit, tenacity. I'm going to read from the book for a moment. It's page 57. The final aspect of grit is tenacity. Tenacity is the ability to stick with it. Don't give up. Keep trying. Yes, that is related to resilience, which is an ability to bounce back and move forward, right? But tenacity is the internal insistence that you keep going. You keep trying. You do not give up. This part of grit faces hopelessness, yet you demand that you keep hoping. This part of grit faces impossible odds, but you keep moving forward regardless of the odds. This part of grit recognizes when you are fatigued and resistant and lazy, overwhelmed, depressed, and anxious, and feeling defeated. Real feelings. But does not surrender to those feelings or urges to quit. Tenacity determines to not give up into any of those feelings, no matter how convincing or even alluring they might be in the moment. Tenacity is your active bullishness. Tenacity keeps looking for solutions and does not surrender to the impossibilities of problems or tasks. Tenacity endures the moment of powerlessness while continuing to search for the means to become powerful. So, tenacity. You escaped. You survived. Something inside of you had the tenacity to be able to go forward, find a way out. I don't know how you did it. I'm impressed. Not everybody does, right? And maybe it was good luck and good fortune or good angels and something that doesn't feel like it was in your hands, but you also endured. And that ability to endure even in impossible odds, hopeless situations, completely being oppressed, you endured. And it's that endurance quality in you that you want to pull up inside you in order to fill up this grit. That tenacity, I will stick with it. You're here on course number 9. That means that you may have just dived right into grit, or you may have gone through all 9 courses up to this. You had the tenacity to continue. You said to yourself, I am going to recover. And is that knowing that you can recover, even though you can't even know what it will taste like or look like, that is related to tenacity. And sometimes we have to borrow from someone else's tenacity. Sometimes they have to have hope for us. They have to have determination for us. They have to have vision for us. They have to know we can do it. Or maybe we have to rely on them to take care of basic things because we can't even get ourselves to do that, but we're relying on them. And that ability to rely on someone who's authentically helping us when we are really down and out, that's you investing into being tenacious to keep yourself going by relying on someone else temporarily. Now, I don't want you to become dependent for all your life because I want you to feel alive in yourself, right? Someone else can't live for you. But if someone can help you through a transition time, and you can take that energy for yourself to be able to thrive, and then give to that person as well so that they're not sucked or used or depleted. We certainly don't want to become a vampire in someone else's life. But we can groom our tenacity by someone else who says, I'm going to fight for you. Tenacity also can come from just the realization that every day somehow you do something, whether it's automatic and habitual, even though you don't really feel like it. And bravo you for doing something over and over again that's good for you, even when you don't feel like it. Because it's that tenacity. Oh, I don't feel like doing this. That tenacity that makes it actually doable. And that's what you want to pay attention to, is I can be tenacious. I can program it in and just do it automatically, even though I don't really feel it, merely because eventually I'm going to recover and get to a point where I can feel it. And I can know that that thing is a doable thing. Getting up in the morning, putting on your shoes, taking a shower, brushing your teeth, combing your hair, putting on makeup, dressing, going to work. even though you don't feel like it, may all be part of tenacity being in play inside of you, because you are pushing yourself forward. Now, sometimes you may feel like giving up, but you keep pushing yourself forward. Sometimes you need to rest, but even in the rest, you know it's a temporary state of resting because you're going to push yourself forward. And that's what tenacity is. So here we go. We have grit. G-R-I-T. And every time you're feeling down, you pinch that finger. G for your gut, and then you feel it in your gut. And R for resilience, bouncing back. And I for developing a real sense of who I am in my most authentic, creative way. And developing that sense of tenacity. I'm just going to endure it. I'm going to follow through. I'm going to get this going, even though I just feel limping like I don't want to. And the G, the R, the I, the T, the gut, the resilience, the identity, the tenacity, you move that into your soul and remind yourself that that's what you're going to do to live your life into recovery. Now, one reason individuals who recover from abuse and trauma are so amazingly contributing to this world is because they have learned how to have grit in the face of abuse and trauma. And therefore, they're not afraid, like many other people are, whether or not they're up to it, because they know they're up to it, because they've already mastered something far worse through this power of grit. Not only that, but they also know that even when things look impossible, they empower themselves through grit to try to find solutions to the situation. That grit, that sticking with it, not letting yourself be defeated. That's the passion behind grit. And do all the meditations and exercises associated to grit so you can pour that into your soul. It can, in a sense, be part of you creating that new identity in you or retrieving those bits of you that were all about grit, all 4 aspects of grit. So include that as part of your way of being. Okay, see you in the next class.